Hello my friends, welcome back to another video. I am going to be talking about the books that I liked the least, the worst books of 2022. Not that were released in 2022, but that I read in 2022. Now, usually I don't really rate books 1 star because if it's going that way, I'll just DNF it. I had thought I did a good job DNFing last year, but I have quite a few books that are within the 2-star range. So I'm thinking I maybe need to even increase my DNFing scale a little bit because, yeah, I read a lot of books in 2022 that were 2.75 stars or below. Now, yeah, 2.75 isn't that bad considering how I rate things. Like 3 is a decent book. So a 2.75 is just missed something, just a little below decent book or a good book. So yeah, 2.75 isn't that bad. And the greater majority of these books are in the 2.75 bracket. I do have a few in 2.5 and none in 2.25, 4 in 2-star rating, and one book got 1.75 stars. So I will save that one for the end. I don't really want to go through the 2.75 because they weren't that bad. Like, I don't think it warrants them being on a worst of video, you know what I mean? So I really don't want to talk about those ones. And even the 2.5, maybe I'll just read off the titles of the 2.5 stars. But I won't really talk about them too much. Maybe I'll just flash some of the covers along the bottom of the screen as I'm talking through of all of the other books that were rated 2.75 and 2.5. Just so you can see it at a glance as I'm talking about the other books. The Mr. Limoncello and the Titanium Ticket, Boo-Hoo, Illusion, Ocean Waves for All, Part of Your World, Mirror Mirror, The Lamp, The Final Curtain, and A Toot and Puddle, How Does Your Garden Grow? Those were all 2.5 stars. So again, not a terrible rating, but I just thought I would mention them because they are lower. Now I will tell you about the 4, I guess this will be my 5 lowest rated books from 2022. Chasing Slow. This book, I just felt like the idea of this book, it was meant to be Christian nonfiction. The idea of this book is like, you know, slowing down the rat race of life, not being in such a hurry, not overbooking your schedule so much, you know, taking the time and the things that you need to do to really slow down and make a slower life the priority, which is a good thing to do. Like, it's a good idea. The book was presented well as far as that goes, but there was just so little faith content, like almost no scripture, really nothing that would encourage you to revolve your life around God, have a Christ-centered life. And then for, you know, the chasing slow, the pursuit of a slow life, to not come before God. Like, there wasn't any place in this book for you to have God, which I thought was a really odd thing to come from a Christian nonfiction, and it just didn't sit well with me. So yeah, I gave that one a 2-star. The next one I gave a 2-star was A Telltale Heart, which was my first Edgar Allan Poe that I've ever read. So first time jumping into Edgar Allan Poe, and I am not a very good short story reader. I'm trying to get better. So those two things were already working against me, but so yeah, this is like a gothic, I guess, style of short story. I don't know. It was about, short story. It was like super short. You were just in the mind of this man who had murdered somebody else, and he was just kind of processing, thinking about where he had left the body. So yeah, I don't know, didn't love it, gave it 2 star. Another one that I was very disappointed that made it onto my lowest rated of the year, and that was His Hideous Strength by C.S. Lewis. I love C.S. Lewis non-fiction, and I love Screw Tape Letters. I haven't read the Chronicles of Narnia yet, but this is one of his science fiction trilogies, adult science fiction trilogies, and I was so excited for it because I like science fiction. I thought I would love anything C.S. Lewis wrote, but yeah, I just didn't care for this trilogy, really. The first one was the best of the 3, and then it just, yeah, I don't know. I think I will say it was very dry. We're following our main character's thought process a lot. He's having conversations with different people who've experienced different things. And it's his processing of all of it. It's very theological, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't say boring, but I think dry is a better descriptor of it. So unfortunately, I didn't care for that series, and His Hideous Strength was my least favorite, and it ended up with a 2 star. And the last one to get 2 stars was No One Returns from the Enchanted Forest. This was a graphic novel. I picked it up and it started off good, but then as the story went on, I could really feel like it felt like the author was struggling with her own perception of God, or his own. I don't even know who wrote it, but the author was struggling with their own perception of God, and I could see it in the story. And it just made me a little bit sad because I was like, I just wanted to reach out to that author and be like, but God's not like that, you know? But I don't know. Anyway, that's why I gave it a 2 star, just because of the content. And there also was some, I think it was super subtle, so it may or may not be so, but I took it as subtle social agenda. Yeah, and I don't like when books have to push a social agenda. So those are my 4 that got a 2 star rating. And then the one that got a 1.75 is another graphic novel. It is Oxy. This is, I believe it's a Finnish folklore, and that's why I picked it up, because I want to read a lot of fairy tales and folk tales from different places in the world, and so I thought, okay, a Finnish folk tale, this should be good. The illustrations were beautiful, I loved them, but the story, I just struggle with little kids reading this because, and maybe I'm interpreting it wrong, maybe it's not for kids, maybe it's for adults, but even as an adult, the content just didn't sit well with me. Because I will just say that there is a bear family, and they adopt a non-bear as one of the cubs, and the cubs are growing up together with this. It's not really a human, but anyway, this other character is growing up with the other bear cubs as a bear cub, and I guess I'll put down below that it's going to be a spoiler, but I can't really say why I don't like this without the spoiler, so there it is. The non-bear character kills the other bear cubs. So these are like bear cubs, they're meant to be like kids, just so he can have the mom to himself. Just so he can be the only kid. You know what I mean? There's more to the story, obviously. But that's the part that really like rubbed me the wrong way. So yeah, I gave that one a 1.75 and basically got those stars for the art style. So yeah, those were my lowest rated of the year. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what was a book that you did not end up enjoying at all last year. Let me know in the comments below and we can chat books there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!